Now, I can't solve a Rubik's Cube to save my life, but this week's Bazenga is a 17-year-old who can do it in under 10 seconds. My goodness, is the current standing East Africa record holder. Na atakuwa akitufundisha ma 1, 2, 3 hapa kule atuambie how exactly he does it. Tumefika kwenye shule yake. Want to see and get to learn more about him and maybe, just maybe, learn a few tricks or two. So let's go, let's get it. Okay, so hi Jay, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
How are your classes today?
Yeah, okay, they're good. Yeah.
What's your favorite subject, by the way?
My favorite subject is math.
Oh. So where are you going to take us so that we can sit down, have a conversation a bit?
We can go to the arts room.
Okay, let's go. So here we are with East Africa's Rubiks record holder, and we need to learn more about him as a person. Yani nani, how old is he, which school is he in, and what does he like? How are you, Jay?
I'm fine, thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 17 years old. I'm a speed cuber. I'm in Form 4. I go to St. Mary's, this school, and yeah.
So how's the balance between maybe what you're doing and school life and everything?
Now that I'm in Form 4, it's a bit difficult, but I'd like to find a bit of time here and there to get a bit of practice in, because practice is really important with speed cubing. Yeah. But it's a bit tough because 844 is tough.
And maybe you seem a lot passionate about what you do. Is it something that you've always wanted to do, or did you practice it? When did you learn more about Rubik's Cube and being a speed cuber in general?
Actually, I picked it up really randomly. I was in class 8, this was 4 years ago. And I just picked it up. I didn't have really any past with it, but when I picked it up and I started learning and solving, I don't know, something just clicked with me because I really enjoyed it and I got really good really fast. I just kept going from there. Yeah.
How long did it take you to train?
To learn how to solve it, I did it the difficult way, which is learning from a website, which isn't a good idea. But then getting faster, I learned a lot of what I know from YouTube. But I didn't have anyone to show me what to do, so I had to teach myself on what to do and how to go about the techniques they're showing. And yeah, kind of customize it for myself. Yeah.
And how has the reception been so far from your friends, from your teachers? Do they have a nickname for you because of what you do?
Yeah, the reception has been really great. Yeah. It's something that fascinates a lot of people. I mean, even for me, when I was learning, I'd see speed cubers. By then I wasn't a speed cuber, but I'd see speed cubers do it, and I was really fascinated with what they were doing. It was really cool to see. So that's the same thing for a lot of people. Like when I go for gatherings, I'm usually called to the front, and
to come show people.
Yeah, to come show people, and everyone gets so happy, and it's really cool. The reception from my friends has been great. I've taught a lot of my friends. I've taught a lot of people who I didn't know.
They don't have a nickname for you?
Oh, they do. I've gotten a bunch. A lot of people just call me Rubik's Cuba. A lot of people call me J Cuba. Yeah. That's
so cool, though. And we have different cubes over here. And how long does it take you to solve each cube? This is like a 6-layer?
5 by 5.
5 by 5?
Yeah, it's official name. This is a Pyraminx, and this is just a standard 3 by 3 like this one. Yeah, so it takes me I average 11 seconds on this one. On a okay solve, on a good solve, I can do 9 seconds. On this one, I get about 9 seconds, the same as this one. This one takes me a while. It's like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, because it's much more complicated. Yeah.
All right, and I can see you have such a beautiful school, and I'd like to see the outside. So we're going to go outside a bit as we get to learn more about the records you've broken, how the competitions are, and whatnot. So twende nje. So Jay, you've competed in a lot of competitions, and you basically earned yourself the title East Africa's Rubiks record holder. And number one, how did you feel when you got that title?
Well, I used to practice a lot at home, and I already knew the times of what I was going up against and who I was going up against. And since I already averaged faster than what I needed to be before the competition. When I went then I was solving. There's a lot of pressure for sure. It's very scary. Solving in front of people and everyone's quiet and it's just you and the cube there. It's exhilarating. It's such a unique experience. But after I got it, I was quite excited, although I wasn't very surprised because I had practiced so much before that. And yeah.
You're very strategic and tactful in what you're doing. Now, it didn't always start like that. At the beginning, how was it like competing? And when you got to a room where you see a lot of people doing what you're doing, how was the process?
It was really, really scary. Especially when you're, for example, my first competition, you put on a little pedestal, so you're like above everyone, and the light on you, and you're there alone. Yeah, so it's really scary. That was the first time I ever met people who are able to solve as quick as me, even quicker. So it was really scary, but I had watched a lot of videos of people competing all over the world. I knew you're supposed to stay calm, you're supposed to breathe, you're supposed to wait until you're ready, then you go in.
And maybe what's the support in terms of financials? Is it school sponsored or self-sponsored?
It's mostly self-sponsored, mostly because cubing is a very personal thing. You know, it's just you and your cube. Like for me, it's mostly me and my cube at home, sitting down with my phone, with my laptop, and I'm just watching what people are doing, trying to see what guys are up to. In terms of finances, obviously I have to buy a lot of equipment. Surprisingly,
What's the equipment that you need?
Speed cubes and like lubrication, and there's ways to customize speed cubes to your turning style. It's very specific. Like I can't use that at a competition because it doesn't match my ability to like turn it. So I have to get one that's custom made for speed cubing. Yeah.
All right, and maybe you're about to do your KCSE and your parents might be a bit skeptical about you speed cubing, but at the same time focusing on your studies and whatnot. How do you convince them?
Well, I've been cubing for a really long time. So I guess the agreement now is just to tone down the cubing a bit. I have to focus on my studies for now since I'm in Form 4 and it's 844, which is really tough. So I've not been cubing as much as I used to. Not even half as much as I used to, but I still find a bit of time here and there, but I have to put it aside a bit and focus on my study.
All right, and maybe what's the future in terms of speed cubing, and maybe what career are you looking at in future?
I think the future of speed cubing is very interesting. It's a really young sport, and one thing I like a lot of people to know about it is people see it as a kid's toy, and it really isn't, because for a kid to be able to solve this by themselves, it will be basically a miracle. But the community is slowly growing. It's really exciting. Yeah.
All right. And which career are you looking at doing in future? Is it in relation to speed cubing or is it something else?
I'm interested in doing computer science. Yeah, mostly because I'll probably have a lot of time to be behind a computer and practice more and learn from ninis. But also, there's a lot of programs that are to do with speed cubing that are helping people to get faster and recording their times and so on. So I think contributing to that field will be really interesting. And also just knowing the cube deeper, because it's really elaborate.
And maybe now that we have the cubes, we need to finish in style. I want you to teach me a few tactics. And I want to see, what's the simplest one, by the way?
The simplest cube here?
Yeah.
The simplest one here would be this one.
All right.
The pyramids.
Okay, so I'm going to learn a small tactic to see if I can qualify to be a speed cuber taught by the best.
Okay, so I can either teach you something about this one, which is the most common one, or this one, so you choose.
This one looks a lot more common.
Yeah, okay, so I'll teach you the secret behind this one. So the first thing you need to know is that there's no shortcut to doing it. A lot of people think if you just do this and this and then this and this.
And some people usually think that one hand has to be static and then another hand needs to be the only one moving.
No, it's not like that at all. Both of your hands have to coordinate. It's not as straightforward as a lot of people might think. There's a method to it.
Okay, can we see it?
Yeah. So the first step of the method is called cross. It's part of a bigger method called CFOP, which is a speed cubing method. So what you're supposed to do is solve a cross here, or a plus. A lot of people like to call it a plus. And this one is purely intuitive, and it's different every single time. So every time I'm given the cube, I'd have to figure out how to make the cross. So I don't know what's going to happen. So like, for example, with this scramble, they're called, I can put this white piece here like this. I have the first cross piece.
Okay.
And then I look for another white piece that belongs down here. So for example, here's another one.
Alright.
It has white on it.
How are we going to get it there?
You have to practice a lot so you can be able to see it, but for me, since I've practiced for so long, it's really straightforward to me, which is just you put it like that.
Alright.
And then you have two left to make a plus, right? So here's one of them, and here's the other one. So for beginners, you're supposed to put each of them alone together. But for speed cube, you're supposed to put both of them together here at the same time. So I'll show you the easier way, which is, for example, if you wanted this here, so we can make the third piece of our plus, what we'll do is move its location, put the white piece up, and then bring it back.
Okay.
And for the last one, we do the same thing. Move the location, move the white piece up, and move it back, and you have the plus, which is the first step. Yeah.
So can you solve this in that 9 seconds that you've done before?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, let's do it. We're gonna count him down and see if he's gonna make it to 9 seconds. So here we go. Do we have the countdown ready? Okay, let's go. And there we have it. I cannot do that to save my life. Yani nimejaribu kuangalia, I can't learn a few things. But thank you so much, Jay, for your time. All the best in everything that you do. Sawa sawa. All right, let us know which mtaa you want us to hang out next. Who do you want to see kwa Bazenga on the next episode? Let us know at Teen Republic NTV on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, hashtag Teen Republic. Until next time, this is your Bazenga of the Week.
Yo, so I don't know how many of you guys can actually solve the Rubik's Cube